In the rich tapestry of Mesopotamian mythology, perhaps no figure looms as large as Marduk, the god who rose from relative obscurity to become the king of the divine pantheon. His story reflects not only the religious beliefs of ancient Mesopotamia, but also mirrors the political ascendance of Babylon itself, offering us a fascinating glimpse into how theology and political power intertwined in the ancient world. The birth of Marduk stands as one of the most significant moments in Mesopotamian cosmology. Born to Enki, also known as Ea, the god of wisdom and fresh water, and Damkina, a mother goddess, Marduk's arrival was celebrated as an event of cosmic importance. His birthplace was the sacred Apsu, the primordial freshwater ocean that lay beneath the earth, a location that would later prove significant in his rise to power. From the moment of his birth, Marduk displayed extraordinary characteristics that set him apart from other deities. His father Enki, overcome with pride, recognized something special in his firstborn son, declaring, "My son, my perfect son, son of the sun in the heavens, your greatness is immeasurable." This proclamation was accompanied by a spectacular display of natural power. 50 lightning bolts materialized above Marduk's head, creating a crown of divine energy that marked him as destined for greatness. As Marduk matured under his father's guidance, he developed abilities that surpassed those of ordinary gods. Ancient texts describe him as possessing the wisdom of two heads, suggesting an intellectual capacity that doubled that of other deities, perfect vision that could perceive all things in the cosmos, hearing so acute that nothing in the universe escaped his notice, command over the elements, particularly wind and lightning, mastery of magic and healing arts. These abilities would prove crucial in the events that would eventually lead to his ascension as king of the gods. The pivotal moment in Marduk's rise to power came during a cosmic crisis that threatened the very fabric of existence. This crisis originated with Tiamat, the primordial goddess of salt water and chaos, who represented the raw, untamed forces of nature. The catalyst for conflict came when Enki killed Tiamat's consort, Apsu, who had planned to destroy the younger gods for disturbing his rest. Tiamat's response to this action was to prepare for war on a cosmic scale. She, 1, appointed her son Kingu as the commander of her forces. 2, gave him the Tablets of Destiny, powerful artifacts that granted their holder control over the fate of the universe. 3, created 11 kinds of monstrous creatures to serve as her army. The situation seemed hopeless for the younger gods. None dared to face Tiamat, whose power as a primordial deity seemed insurmountable. It was in this moment of crisis that Marduk stepped forward, but not without ensuring his own future supremacy. Marduk's offer to face Tiamat came with significant conditions that would forever change the structure of divine power in Mesopotamian belief. He demanded, 1, the transfer of all divine powers from the other gods to himself. 2, recognition as king of the gods for eternity. 3, the right to determine the fate of the universe. These demands reveal Marduk's political acumen. He recognized that this crisis presented an opportunity to establish absolute authority. The desperate gods facing extinction had no choice but to agree. The battle between Marduk and Tiamat stands as one of the most dramatic episodes in ancient mythology. Armed with a net, bow, mace, and his control over the winds, Marduk confronted Tiamat and her army. His strategy proved masterful. First, he dispatched Tiamat's army using his net and magical abilities, trapping them in the depths of the cosmos. He then seized the Tablets of Destiny from Kingu, securing his claim to divine authority. Finally, he faced Tiamat herself in single combat. The battle was cosmic in scale. Tiamat created massive whirlwinds and attempted to swallow Marduk whole, but he used the winds to keep her mouth open and shot an arrow into her body. When she was weakened, he split her body in two with his divine sword, using her remains to create the heavens and earth. Her upper half became the sky. Her lower half formed the earth. Her eyes became the sources of the Tigris and Euphrates rivers. Her tail was stretched across the heavens to form the Milky Way. After establishing cosmic order, Marduk faced a new challenge. The gods were unhappy with their continued responsibilities maintaining the world. His solution would prove to be one of his most significant acts, the creation of humanity. Working with his father Enki, Marduk devised a plan to create beings who would serve the gods. This required a sacrifice, and Kingu, the defeated commander of Tiamat's forces, was chosen. From his blood, mixed with clay, the first humans were formed. This creation myth reveals much about Mesopotamian views on the purpose of human existence, to serve the gods, the divine-human relationship, the nature of humanity itself, created from both divine blood and earthly materials. As supreme ruler, Marduk established the organization of divine and earthly realms, the calendar system with its 12 months, Babylon as the center of divine and earthly power, the Akitu festival, celebrating his marriage to the goddess Sarpanitu. His marriage to Sarpanitu, the goddess of fertility, produced several children, most notably Nabu, who became the god of writing and wisdom. This divine family became the center of Babylonian religious life, with their stories and worship deeply integrated into daily life and state functions. Marduk's rise to supremacy parallels the historical rise of Babylon as the dominant power in Mesopotamia. His elevation above older gods reflected and justified Babylon's political dominance over older city-states. The Enuma Elish, the Babylonian creation epic that tells much of this story, became one of the most important religious texts in the ancient Near East, recited annually during the New Year's festival. Today, Marduk's story continues to fascinate scholars and enthusiasts of mythology because it demonstrates how religious narratives can reflect political and social changes, the development of monotheistic tendencies within polytheistic systems, the way ancient peoples understood the relationship between divine and earthly power, the evolution of creation myths and their role in society. The legacy of Marduk extends beyond ancient Mesopotamia, influencing later religious and mythological traditions throughout the Middle East and Mediterranean world. His story represents one of humanity's earliest attempts to explain both the natural world and the proper organization of human society through religious narrative.